before we get into the video, I just want to apologize how long it went. Once I got going in the truck and ranting, I kind of lost track of time there, but it goes to show how much BS I went through the whole debacle with this guy. So apologize for that. And there's also some clips when I'm showing you the Tesla where you hear the microphone kind of cutting in and out. That's because I didn't put a dead cat on the microphone, and that's me breathing my fat mouth into the microphone. So go ahead and let's get into it. So before we get up to the shop and I show you everything that's wrong with the Tesla, I just want to note that I'm not going to be mentioning who did the wrap on this thing. There's I have a pending chargeback going with him right now, so we want to make sure everything goes in my favor before I really point any names. So I'm going to go over the whole vehicle itself as far as the problems with the work, but for now I'm just going to go over real quick the problems with the actual, you know, business dealings with this guy. So he has a full shop. He's been doing it for a couple years now. He tried doing business with me before I moved to Texas a couple years ago. Now I'm back. He wanted my business because he knows we have a few vehicles that need wrapped. So, you know, he knew, he followed me on my Facebook of the two Mustang debacles I had. I had my Ecoboost Mustang wrapped 3 or 4 years ago. He saw the problems with it. And then I moved to Texas, had it wrapped again, had problems with it. Then last year I had my Lexus wrapped, which is a GX 470 SUV, like off-road build I did. I just wanted it wrapped to protect the paint, you know, when I'm going down trails and whatnot. That was a huge mess. So this dude that did the Tesla knew of the problems I had 4 times prior. Sorry, this is the 4th problem, or 4th time now getting it wrapped, or getting a vehicle wrapped. So I got some experience with getting cars wrapped in 4 different installers, and not one of them has been good. So this guy knew that I had problems. He knew what issues came about with the other cars. I told him what I was afraid of. I told him what I didn't want to happen, and essentially what happened was everything I told him not to do. So we're gonna go over the entire vehicle when we get up to the shop in a couple minutes. But it was supposed to take 1 week. This was August 10th, I believe I dropped it off. So it's been over a month, and I'm just now trying to get money back from this guy. And I've only had the car for, I think, a week and a half now. So that's 3 weeks that he had the car. So highway. So after the first week, I was supposed to pick it up on a Thursday or a Friday. Wasn't done. Told me to pick it up Monday. I get there at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's 2.5 hours away for me to get to this guy's place. I get there, he's still messing with it, doing the mirrors. Forgot to do the cameras on the fenders. You know, so I get there and I mess around for like an hour and a half waiting for this guy to finish it. And mind you, the whole time I'm there, I'm finding problems with the wrap. So all these problems I'm coming up with, you obviously can't address them now because it requires a whole rewrap of the bumper, the rear bumper, front bumper, a door, the mirrors that he's sitting there working on right now. So I was there for an hour and a half before I was like, dude, I gotta go. I have to get back to my house 2.5 hours away, you know, before midnight, basically. So he promises to come out the following week to address any of the issues that are on the wrap. So I get in the truck, Emily hops in the Tesla, we drive it on the highway, we get 10 minutes down the road, and now there's panels dragging on the ground, freaking Emily out. So we pull over, I get underneath the car, I look, the whole front under panel's dragging on the highway and it's just dicked. It's already been burned through, needs to be replaced. So I call the dude, tell him I'm on my way back, dropping the car off, he needs to fix everything, and we'll deal with it later. So I show up at his shop, hand him the key card for the damn car, and just left. 5 hours of driving, no car. So he has a car. This is a Monday. He has that car that full week. I follow up with him on the weekend saying, hey, you know, what's the status? You had to order a replacement part for the car. When's that going to be in? You had to order new vinyl to rewrap some of the panels. When's that going to be in? He's gone. He's on some sort of event thing. I forget what it was. I think it was Crown Rally event or some shit. So he gets back on a Monday and doesn't really communicate anything with me at all. And the whole time he has the car, his communication is awful. So he gets the car, or he starts working on the car that week. So now it's been 2 weeks that he's had the car. He drops it off on, I believe it was Thursday. Nope, ended up being Friday actually. So he's supposed to drop it off Thursday. Dropped it off on Friday. Gets there, there's problems with the car still. Yeah, he redid the back bumper, he redid the front bumper. Those look better, but there's still problems with the vinyl, which we're going to go over each and every problem with the damn thing. So I tell him right there on the spot that I'm not happy with the work. Obviously, there's too many problems with me for me to pay full price or the amount that I agreed upon with him. It's already been discounted once for me driving 5 hours for nothing. So now he needs a discount even more, somehow fix this. So he blames some of it on the vinyl itself, which, yeah, I can see some of the issues with the vinyl, but he's the one that recommended the vinyl. I usually use 3M 1080 or APA for my cars because they seem to be the highest quality. Even though the work that was done with this vinyl in the past was shit, the vinyl itself was still good. So he wants to use KPMF. I imagine it's because he gets the best deal on it, whatever. So he uses it. Yeah, the vinyl's shitty. So he blames him on that, but a lot of the work that was done that I'm pissed about is all based on his skill set. So his whole shit show, he promised to come back out the following week. This would make it the 4th week, I believe, or 3rd week that he would come out and fix it. So this is round 3 to get this thing sorted. After he left that day, I drove the car for like 2 days and started having issues. And I pretty much reached out to him and told him, like, dude, I don't want this wrap on the car. I'm going to have to pull it off. It looks awful. There's too many problems with it. I'm embarrassed to drive around with this wrap on the car. So he gets KPMF to, I guess, give him some vinyl to rewrap this car in a different color of my choice. But that only the vinyl itself is only 20% of the problems. The other 80% is him. So why would I want to go for a 4th time with this guy with new vinyl to try to get this thing sorted out? It's just, I can't be without the car that long. We have other cars to drive, but I bought that one for my personal daily. I don't want to be driving our company cars around all the time. I want to have my own personal vehicle. Plus, I don't want to drive a truck all the time. I love the Raptor here, and we have another truck, but that's pretty much it. Everything else is broken right now. So with my fiance being pregnant, I don't want her driving trucks either. I want the Tesla for her to drive when I'm not around. So I'm not going to be without this car again. And I'm just like, dude, you know, let me think about it. I guess, you know, I don't really want to do this again. I want to figure out what the hell I want to do. So a couple days later, I get a flat on the Tesla. I got to change the wheels out, put my track wheels on it, which I don't want to do because it's been raining like crazy, like right now. So I go to put the track wheels on it, pull the wheels off, and I look inside the fender well, and all the clips are missing. And everything's all misaligned, not stacked how it's supposed to be. This is pretty much the last straw at this point, and I told him, like, dude, you need to give me a refund. You know, I'm not leaving this wrap on, I'm taking it off, and I'm afraid if I take it off, there's gonna be problems with it. So, problems with the paint underneath, where like you scratch it or damage it in some way. Obviously, I can't say anything yet because I haven't pulled it off, but I'm just going to take it off. And I'm like, I want a refund because obviously I'm not using the wrap or the service or product you provided. Give me the refund. He agrees to it. I told him he's got until the following day to get it done or I'm going to do a PayPal dispute. Hasn't responded to me since. Said he was going to do it. He didn't do it. So this morning, I tried to do a PayPal dispute. I couldn't. So I just had to go to my credit card company and file chargeback. So because I got the chargeback pending, nothing's resolved yet. I'm not really going to lay out who this person is, and it really isn't that big of a deal because if you're watching this in Florida or Georgia or Texas or California, you're never going to use this guy anyways, and all you're going to do is just attack this guy on social media, and it's just not what I want to happen. Basically, I'm going to make this video kind of give people a warning of, you know, what to look out for. Make sure you choose the right people when doing your wrap job. and kind of give you some realistic expectations with a wrap. It's not a replacement for paint. I'm gonna say this, and people are gonna give me a ton of flack for it, but I don't think it's really even a replacement for Plastidip. There's some cars out there that have been Plastidip, or there's the other one, I forget the name of it, but some of the Plastidip cars out there, especially if they've been cleared, come out amazing. They look really good, you know, and they cover the jams and all the seams in between the doors and stuff like that. It's just getting vinyl to work with, you know, get into those tight spaces and cover up all the original paint. It's just a pain in the ass, as you'll see. So I'm pretty much giving up on vinyl wrap at this point. It might be for you, that's fine. Use this video to determine if it is for you. If you still want to go forward with it, by all means. If you find a good installer, I'm sure they're out there, man. You gotta really look. But if you find a good installer and they do the job that you have expectations in your head of what you're gonna get in the end, you know, you might love it. And there's tons of benefits of having a vinyl wrap vehicle, you know. So for me, it's just I'm never gonna have another vinyl wrap vehicle, which sucks because some of the vehicles that we're building over the next year for next season, you know, that we'll go over on the video, on the channel here, you know, I'd like to have, tracks. I'd like to have some, you know, vinyl done on them, something with the company name on it, you know, a nice wrap, nice livery or whatever on it. And because I'm too picky, or I just had such bad experiences, I'm never going to get it done. So paint, stickers, that's pretty much going to be it. You know, really limits me of how I can make one of our cars pop out, but I'm just not going to deal with that shit anymore. This has been too much of a headache, and I just don't want to do it again. So we're going to be up at the shop here in a second. I'm going to go over everything on the car. Disappointed. So here's the car. Looks good from 10 feet away, but it's going to be hard to see a lot of the blemishes in the vinyl itself on here. I'm hoping this reflection, you'll be able to see there's a ton of scratches right here, especially up on the top. Hoping it'll catch it there. But to the eye, you know, on camera it's a little harder. There's some spots right here that are real bad. You know, and like I said, I tried polishing that out and it didn't happen, but there's tons of, you can't really see again here, maybe you'll see little pimples, and that's contamination under the vinyl itself that was left on the paint, you know, and that's all taken care of in the preparation stage. So it's not good. We'll go over each little bit here. So first thing to do, ignore the stock wheels in the front and the track wheels in the back. I gotta do some clearancing in the front on the knuckle to get these guys to fit, but I'll do that today. That's what I'm here for anyways. So starting on this side here, the bumper actually came out pretty decent for some of these complex things here, but I've seen some wraps on Teslas online, and this is all one piece. Okay, well this one is like 3 pieces. You can't really see, but there's like 4 seams right there. Hopefully it focuses. There's about 4 seams right there. I got some jagged cuts on the vent there. Hopefully that focuses in as well. So we have that. All the parking sensors are pretty jagged. Sorry for all the bugs. I've driven it obviously, but this whole line here is not a smooth cut. This should have been a knifeless tape, and based on its jaggedness, I believe it was done with the blade. So if it was done with knifeless tape, it was done very poorly. So we got lifting here in the corner. I can almost put my finger behind it. So we got lifting right there. That's going to get worse over time. We have more, I mean, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 seams right there. I'm not a wrapper. I'm not a vinyl wrapper, I should say, but I'm pretty sure that could be done 2, maybe 3 most. I think 4 is pushing it. So hood scratched the shit. The edges on it are pretty good, but we are getting a little bit of lifting in the corner here. On the wheel well here, you can see that I don't even know what's going on, but if you look right about here, none of the plastic meshes up at all. And in fact, I think it's got a little bit of damage on it. And one thing, when I tried picking up the first time, this clip was missing, and this whole plastic was caught up on the wheel. It looked like when he turned it back into his shop, he must have taken it for a drive for whatever reason. When he brought it back in his shop, this was caught up on the wheel and all bent up. But it's got a non-factory Tesla clip in it now, so that's missing. And like I said, back there's all jacked up. We do have clips on this side, on the driver's side. We'll show you it does not. We have some bad edge work here. The paint comes out to almost all the way to the edge, whereas the vinyl up here goes almost always to the inside edge. So that's a problem. We're starting to get a little bit of lifting on the back side of the camera here. I can't catch with my fingernail, and it might be hard to see, but we are getting some lifting there. There is a blade mark. Let's see if it'll zoom in. Sorry, I don't have a macro lens on this thing, but yeah, you can see it right there. That's from a blade. So there was a Olfa knife used around this camera at some point. Not sure why. I don't see any reason for it. This was wrapped off the car, and that is clearly a knife mark. So moving up to the mirror caps, we have one layer here, a layer laid across that goes to here. Then we have another layer across the top here, and then we have another layer. Yep, you can see it. Almost looks like electrical tape. We have another layer here. So this mirror corner, yeah, it seems pretty complex, you know, like I wouldn't be able to wrap this, but when you're getting paid as a professional, and we actually have some lifting here too. Yep, but as a professional, you know, don't accept work if you know you can't do this the right way, you know. And going up to this trim here, by the way, these were all chrome from the factory. One of the things I wanted was a chrome delete, and I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to buy pre-cut vinyl for this whole chrome delete here, and I'm going to end up doing it myself. If I mess it up, I can only blame myself, you know, whatever. So that was all chrome, but you can see, hopefully you can see, let me get the door open here. Don't listen to music, YouTube, don't demonetize me. Roll the window down. All right, here we go. So chrome shining through right here. This whole edge, hopefully that's a good look too. This is like 3 or 4 seams all matched together, and there's a ton of chrome showing through here. Then we have lifting on the mirror cap here. We actually, I think on the driver's side, we got a broken clip too. So we have that. Right around here, it's all lifting again. So there's some lift marks there. We have chrome showing through on the door handles. You know, I would expect, I mean, obviously, you know, pulling apart like that, I would expect that, you know, but at least a little bit of, you know, going over the edge to kind of protect yourself, protect you from having chrome showing through there. So that was a shit job. Moving up here, hopefully we can get that to focus again. But all right here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 card marks. Looks like he took the card to tuck it down in there. Then when he pulled out, it ripped the vinyl. So maybe I'll take a picture and put it in the video here, but it's definitely visible. Let's see if I can get a zoom on it. Maybe that'll do the trick. There you go, right there. So 1, 2, 3, there's another one here, another one there. So that's a problem. Also not good. More chrome showing in this door handle. This edge right here, let me push that in, maybe you could see it. Yep, that's lifting right there, and the door handle's actually catching it. I'm pretty sure you use knifeless tape on side the door jamb, because these lines are pretty good, but we have some wrinkling in the corners here and stuff. So close the door again, music's playing. One thing that's really annoying is with this trunk closed, you can see black paint right here. And like, how lazy do you have to be to just put the the fucking vinyl down here. It's not that hard, man. Like, why would you cut this edge almost up on the top when you could wrap the vinyl down here? It's open. I could fit my fucking fist in there. But didn't wrap it down for whatever reason. I don't know why. So that's the same on both sides. We have lifting right here. That's pulling off. Even me pushing it down. I think it's lifting because there was wrinkling there. So there's that. Super bad edge work on here. Let's see if I can get to zoom in. Yep. More jagged edge work. I've had this up in the air to hopefully catch some of the staining that's on there. That's actually stained. That doesn't come off. So that's stained down there. I don't know what the hell that's from. That was after 1 day of driving it. So shitty vinyl, I would say. Let's see what else we got. So more bad parking sensor trim job. That's awful. We got some peeling right here. It's coming off. We have a ton of pimpling right here. Like I said, you might not be able to see it. I'm going to hit a couple different angles. Those are just finger marks. We got tons of little dimples. Yeah, there we go. If you look up here, tons of dimple. That's all underneath. So we have lifting underneath the tail light right here. Sorry if it's hard to see, but you can see the vinyl's lifted up. We have 1, 2, and then a third piece. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, and a third piece of vinyl going across here. When he dropped it off, this spoiler, it doesn't have any mounting holes, so lining it back up, I will admit, is a pain in the ass, but just use common sense. You know, take a measurement from where it was before you took it off to the edge, or even not. I mean, I fixed it with it not in the factory position. Just put the damn thing on there, measure, and then just get the same gap on both sides. So this was 1.5 inches towards the driver's side, and as you can see, it's lifting. I fixed this and got it centered, but because it was so deformed, I think it was overheated to take it off. This edge is just constantly lifting. So I'm gonna put a Bornsteiner carbon fiber spoiler on it. So not a big deal there, but still bad work. We got, right here is some terrible work. We have the vinyl, looks like it's actually cracking, and that's a blade mark in there as well. So there's some black showing through. I can see some jagged cuts on the inside of here, and we have some lifting in this corner, and then more parking sensors on the back. This was a problem when I first picked up the car. He had like, the paint was showing through all the way to like over here. I don't know what the hell's going on, but right now we got a huge bubble and lifting right here on this corner, and then the line across here has tons of jagged marks on it. More knife work, it seems like. Some more bad line work there underneath. You can see, hard to say, you know, obviously it looks more like a shadow, but there is a lot of paint showing through right here. That's a little bit more of a pickiness, but we do, I can see the inside of the door here is all black. You know, the vinyl could easily been wrapped around, and I tried showing you on the hood all the scratches, but there are scratches over the entire vehicle. It's, like I said, it's really hard to see. There's tons right here in this area. There's a lot of scratches where you can see he took the card, you know, to put it down. And they sell cards with, you know, with felt on the end of them. More scratches there. With felt on the end of them, but, you know, it still scratches pretty easy with the felt. You know, the higher end vinyl seems to scratch a hell of a lot less. So this is definitely a vinyl issue there. We have some rippling up in this area. Maybe you can see some scratches in this area. Yeah, right here. That's pretty much what you see all over this whole car. There's just scratches everywhere. It's awful. I do not know what the hell's going on here. As you can see, vinyl's just hanging off of the mirror. And then we have a ton of rippling right there. And it's peeling. We got a ton of chrome showing through right here. Then the seam work on this side is different than the seam work on the other side. So we actually only have one piece going across here and another piece on top, it looks like. So like two. And then we have some goofy work going on here. There's like 2 pieces, should have just been 1. But it's different, you know. How can you not replicate your work from one side of the vehicle to the other? So coming on this side, missing clips, both clips right here. And then on the inside here too, it's hard to see again, but clips are missing. The bottom front part of the bumper is hanging down, and back there, the piece on the bottom should be underneath the arch itself. And then we have some more shoddy parking sensor work. Lifting right there as well. And then more awful line work right here, especially right here. You know, like, what is that? Hopefully you're seeing that work. Yeah, real good, real good. Bubbling there. I think that'll about do it. You know, like I said, if you stand back, I mean, the car looks fine from far away, but when you're paying basically damn near paint job cost on some vinyl wraps, you know, you're gonna want better than this. So I love the color. I think the color came out great, you know, mixed with the actual wheels for the track. These NTO3 RRs with some RE71s on it, some big old fatties. I think it looks pretty good, you know. Looks even better when you got the fucking front wheels on too, but we'll get to that. So that's pretty much it, you know, for the wrap. A lot of people are gonna say this is little stuff. This is stuff you should expect from vinyl wrap, and I will partially agree. You should expect a little bit of leniency, or you should have some leniency when you're getting something wrapped, as far as what you actually can accomplish with vinyl. You know, you are basically putting huge stickers on your panels, and you're never going to get, you know, the result of paint with vinyl. So if you're going into it expecting paint quality when all said and done, you know, I don't think you're ever going to see that. There's some really good vinyl wrappers out there. There's some guys I was going to use here in Minnesota, and I decided to go with the other guy just because he had experience with the issues I've had, and I figured he was going to address the issues I had and made sure it didn't happen, but instead he pretty much did everything I didn't want to happen, everything I warned him about, and everything he already knew about. So that is vinyl wrapping in a nutshell. I mean, it could be better, I'm sure, but I think it's it for me. Never wrapping a car again.
I like the chase, the sweet aftertaste, but I'm wasting away in your